फुटबॉल का अगला हीरो कौन? Well, if you're confused, you're not alone. Even the sporting legends couldn't come up with just one name. So while they couldn't give us a good answer, they did leave us with a memorable ad. Joining me is Shyam Nair from Creativeland Asia, who managed to bring together cricketers, footballers, badminton and Olympic champs for this one ad for ISL. Thank you, Shyam, for joining us.
Thank you. Thanks a lot for having me.
Now, we all know that a celebrity-led ad is a nightmare for creative agencies and production houses. Tell us, how did you manage to pull that off?
I think so. The first thing was that we were working primarily on the dates of the Bollywood celebrities because that kept fluctuating a little bit. Otherwise, the thing was that we had the kind of schedule logged in with Chetri and Baichung, and the rest of the cricketers were fine with the dates, were pre-given to us. So it was pretty easy and manageable like that. But primarily it was on the Bollywood side where we had to make certain concessions, and there was a lot of outdoor shoot. Peak time, rains were bad, so those kind of things also kind of affected it. But overall, I think so Nitish was able to really manage and pull it off. Primarily because the kind of rapport that he has with these guys. He had just completed the Dream 11 campaign, and most of them had already shot with him, so it was pretty easy on the sets. But yeah, it was a memorable experience, to say none. Yeah.
And you know, these celebrity-led campaigns, of course, they get a lot of attention, but they come to naught if you don't really have that right script. And we have seen so many ads where celebrity was literally wasted. So was there ever a concern? Did you ever feel that, you know, it could not have the desired impact, or were you always confident of pulling this off?
No, we were primarily very confident of pulling it off. India had just come out of the T20 victory. And there were certain stars like Bumrah and Surya Kumar who were particularly known for certain things. Whether it was, Bumrah literally got his third World Cup with his bowling. And India was pretty much on the cusp of it, so as a result of which we kind of used those nuances of their character, specifically known by fans, into the film and the script. So we had the confidence level of that it would work. And especially now, even if you look at especially even Ravi Shastri's character, we played up his character the way he is, right? So that was also very important. So as long as we were true to their personalities, we were pretty confident that we'd be able to pull this off.
Now, you did mention that Nitish was comfortable with all these stars, but were there any challenges while shooting, or if I had to put it another way, were there any memorable moments from the ad shoot? Was there a particular cricketer or a footballer who was a delight to shoot with?
I think so. I was really surprised when I saw Chetri's screen presence because he was a natural in front of the camera. Extremely funny guy off it also. And yeah, I think so. I was really surprised by his whole thing. I think so. Baichung had a little bit of issues in terms of, but he was very candid with us at the very beginning, saying that this is not his cup of tea. So he wanted as many less dialogues as possible, and we accommodated that. But the rest of the crew was damn good, and I think so most of these guys have done enough and more commercials by now, and they kind of get it. Yeah, and Nitish kept improvising a lot of the lines during when we were shooting, so it was a lot of fun in that aspect of it. Yeah.
Okay. Now we all know that cricket gets a lot of attention in this country. Of course, football has a big fan following too. But through this ad, to what extent were you able to get that attention for ISL?
So I think so. It was kind of surprising for me, even when the brief came on, the fact that there's really a cult following for football in India, but it's in certain pockets of it. So whether it's South India, whether it's West Bengal, there's a lot of fan following, and especially even I was surprised that most of the games for Mumbai is also pretty sold out, right? But it was never mainstream attention. It was never given that kind of on the same pedestal as we put, say, an IPL and their stars. It's not given the same thing. So we thought kind of mixing the worlds, and because the thing is that in India, cricket sells, Bollywood sells. We thought of bringing them all together and kind of get them the traction, because it's a very entertaining sport at the end of the day, right? And all it needed was that little bit of nudge for people to actually go out there and watch it. So yeah, I mean, that was kind of the crux of it. when we were conceiving the campaign, getting everybody together and making this a national phenomena that goes beyond just the pockets of crazy football fans, if I may say.
And are there any metrics about the kind of views it's got, or anything that can talk about the success of the campaign?
Yeah, so primarily the thing is that this was mostly a TV run campaign, and in terms of social media, I think so that more than 10 lakh odd views on YouTube and on Insta, pretty much that is the number. But heavy spends were made, especially on Geo and on TV. And the reaction actually that we've gotten from fans also has been the fact that they were kind of, it was a breath of fresh air for them, because usually ISL through the years have had the approach in terms of creating an anthemic commercial, where there's song and there's a montage kind of a film, and this kind of shook them up also in a certain way, and they would, especially, and everybody had a particular scene from the TVC that they kind of vibed a little bit more to. Depends upon who's your favorite in that kind of situation. So yeah, overall the response has been great for now. So.
And what was the client's reaction when you showed them the final cut? And is Reliance an easy client to work with?
Yes, I would say, because I think so. The team at Reliance, especially, we were working with Shagun Seda, and she had a clear vision in her mind when she was briefing us. Also, is that we need to do something different, because through the years they've done the same thing, while the sport has gotten its traction, but not many newcomers or people who haven't watched the sport haven't come and tuned into IPL. With the first cut, yeah, as usual, pretty happy, and then few changes, but yeah, I mean overall I think so it was a good experience. And yeah, I think because and the entire client team, I would say, is so in tune with the sport, with the game itself, the players. So they're pretty clear in terms of what they wanted out of the film, and yeah, they were happy at the end of the day.
And coming back to the sets, was there a lot of footballing action on the set? Did you play during the breaks? Did you get a chance to play with all of them?
No, I tried avoiding making myself a fool. So no, but Chetri had I think so a good 30-minute session with PV Sindhu where he was, I mean that was off camera, he was volleying with her.
Okay.
Because the only thing was, in the film he was supposed to, it was supposed to look like he's losing to her, but I must say for that 20 minutes he gave her a good game, so it was fun to watch that off camera. But yeah, I mean otherwise, I mean none of us went out there and kicked the ball in front of these legends here.
And before we leave you, we have to ask, so football ka agla hero kaun? I'm sure you have a favorite.
Not really, because I must be honest in that front, is that I'm also trying to get into the sport. Primarily because for me it's not so much so of the game, but it's just the way the game is played in terms of the camera angle that kind of disturbs me, so I've never gotten into it. I've watched a few of India's games, and I mean like every Indian, the only player that I kind of remember in my head is Chetri and Baichan.
Super, thank you so much.
Thank you for having me.
सोचा है हमारे बाद इंडियन फुटबॉल का अगला हीरो कौन बनेगा?
इंडिया से पूछते हैं।
अरे कोच से ही पूछ लिया तो कोच वाला जवाब देना पड़ेगा। हीरो तो फॉरवर्ड ही होगा, चांगते।
पार्थिव, उसका हर शॉट बुलेट जैसा होता है।
कियान, नहीं सिवा, नहीं कियान।
क्या यार, कितना स्विंग करते हो आप?
थैंक यू।
ऑन सेकंड थॉट, मिडफील्डर के बिना गेम कैसे बनेगा? अपुया, या।
लचन पाक की कैचिंग देखी है?
जैक्सन, इसाक, समाद, रिकी,
इतने सारे।
गेम के पहले इट्स ऑलवेज लव ऑल।
वैसे गोलकीपर भी हो सकता है।
ये
हीरो मेरी टीम से हो, मेरी टीम से हो, चांस ही नहीं है। मनुदा, आप तो फुटबॉल एजेंट हो, आप बताओ।
अगला हीरो वेस्ट बंगाल से होगा।
और पूछ।
तो अगला हीरो कौन?
ISL देख के ही पता चलेगा।
जब टीम्स और मैचेस होंगे मोर, तब हर फुटबॉल फैन करेगा शोर। अगला हीरो कौन? देखिए ISL सिर्फ जियो सिनेमा और स्पोर्ट्स 18/3 पे।
और अ पार्टिंग थॉट, कोच भी हो सकते
बस सर, थैंक यू।
हैं एनी टाइम।
अगला कौन?